Hey ho, let's go. Here for a music video. No, not that. A vinyl update. That's what I'm here for. Uh, Long overdue. Um, just got back from record store day. Um, got back from Everybody's Records, our favorite record store. You've heard us say that numerous times. Still is. And so I'll show you what I got. Um, the stuff that I picked up, none of it was record store day releases, and which wasn't planned that way specifically, although I sort of knew going into it that there wasn't really a whole lot that I wanted that was record store day releases. Just nothing really caught my eye, and then when we were there looking, I seen a few other things that I wasn't aware of that was on the list, but it's just like, it's just, you have to be in the mood to buy certain things. At least I do. Some people aren't like that, I guess. But anyway, I'll show you what I picked up today. And first thing, Kat actually found this one. This is the Pretty Things, SF Sorrow. And this wasn't the cover that I recognized, so I wasn't real sure if this was a different pressing, a different version, or what. This one says 1969 Motown Record Corporation. But then if you look at the record, it's Rare Earth label. So I don't know if this is it's obviously a reissue of an original first pressing, is what I think it is. But it has a different cover. The original cover looks like this. Let me see. And that's the one that I was familiar with as far as what it looked like. Let me look it up here real quick, just to show anyone out there that doesn't know what I'm talking about. So this is the cover that I was familiar with, this one. So I'm not sure if that one was the original or if this one is the original. I know that this one, from what I was reading on Discogs, originally there was a die cut version of this that was cut rounded like this, and then this one obviously isn't, but it's the same picture. This is like a tombstone, it's supposed to be. So I don't know, but anyway, it was on my list to get. So when I seen it, when she pulled it out of the sag, it's like, oh, I have to get that. So yeah, the Pretty Things. This is my second Pretty Things record that I have, and I think this is their third record, third or fourth. So that was a great find. And then this one I had every intention of getting if I seen it, because I know I'd seen it before. I have the music on my iPod, but I don't have the actual vinyl. This is Joy Division's Closer, which is their second album. So, and this one is obviously a reissue from the 2007 remasters on this Joy Division kick here lately. And recently in Ian Curtis's birthday. I think it was this past week. It would have been his birthday. And I was watched some documentaries on Joy Division, and I read a book on Peter Hook, the bass player, wrote a book about his life in Joy Division, and I learned a lot of things I didn't know. But I guess the artwork for this album, the band had picked the artwork out before the album was released, and then when the album was in production, is when Ian Curtis killed himself. And this is a tomb, is what the cover is. So they went ahead and it was too late, I guess, to actually get the artwork changed. So it went out like that. So that's one of the things that I did not know. So, Joy Division. And then this one was even more of a find than the Joy Division that I was wanting. Before they were Joy Division, they were a band called Warsaw. You can see that there. Take this out of the plastic. And this one is early sessions of classic Joy Division lineup. You can't hardly see that there, but it says highly acclaimed UK post-punk band Joy Division was originally called Warsaw, formed in Manchester in the late 70s by Ian Curtis, Bernard Albrecht, Peter Hook, and Steve Morris. So this came out in 2013. And there's the label there. And I didn't know this existed on vinyl. I mean, I wasn't expecting to find that way. So the fact that I pulled it out, it's like, wait a minute, surprise. So yeah, that was a good surprise. Definitely something that I would have had on my list if I knew that there was a possibility to find that. And then this is another band that I'm going to start collecting. And believe it or not, it doesn't have anything from this band. This is the Smiths' first album, Hatful of Hollow. That's the name of it. And this one has How Soon Is Now, This Charming Man. A couple of these tracks I recognize. It's the gatefold. And the lyric sheet. And all of these are black vinyl, which is odd because where's the record? Because I think the last time we went record shopping, I think everything I got was colored vinyl, which wasn't the intention. So that's what sort of, sometimes that's just sort of the way it goes in the big city. This one has 16 tracks on it. It's 1983's John Peel, plus David Jensen show sessions, plus the hit singles. So, pretty cool. It must have extra tracks on it, because I don't know if the original one had all that on there at the time or not, but the Smiths. And then the rest of these I got were used. This one was a Record Store Day release, but I found the original, Canned Heat. What's this one called? Living the Blues. I thought it was called something else. I thought it was called Psychedelic something or other. But I think maybe the reissue is different somehow. This one's on Liberty. But the only bad thing about this one is it's supposed to be a double album, and there's only one album in here. I didn't check it before we left the store, so you know, that's my fault for not checking it. But anyway, record I didn't have. So, you know, maybe if I see the reissue, maybe I'll get it to have both of the records. But anyway, Canned Heat, band that was at Woodstock. So, and then this record, I think the last time we were there at Everybody's, I seen reissues of this record, which is on my list to get. I have this book right here, and I've been getting a lot of records out of that book that I wasn't aware of, and this was one of them. It's Steve Miller Band. It's their first album, Children of the Future. Was it their first album? And they had reissues, like I said the last time, which I almost bought, but then I found an original in the used section. So I was like, wow, I really have to get that. And I haven't heard this, so I'm not real sure how psychedelic it is. I mean, I like Steve Miller anyway, so sure it'll be good. I mean, I haven't heard anything but good things about it. And this one came out in, I don't see a year on this, but I'm sure it was in the early 70s. Might even in the late 60s by the looks of it, because this picture here on the back. So yeah, that'll be interesting to check that out. And then this record I'd seen once before at Everybody's, and I didn't buy it, and afterwards, like, why didn't I buy that, man? I should have bought that. I'll never see it again. Well, I seen it again, and I didn't hesitate. It's Sonny Bono. It's his first solo album. Interviews. Great artwork there on the front. And this is his psychedelic album. And I've only heard, I think, 2 tracks off of this. I think the 2 tracks I heard was Pammy's on a Bummer and I Just Sit There. So this came out in 1967. And I think he did another solo album after this, but I'm not positive. So yeah, I mean, great. Everybody did their psychedelic. I mean, the 60s, after the Beatles, I think the 60s were, because the Beatles were so popular, everybody tried to do a psychedelic album, or several psychedelic albums, or there was a lot more psychedelic groups at that time. So, these aren't my feelings none. So that's all I have to show. This video is a lot shorter than I thought it would be. I tried to take my time and talk a little more, but I didn't. Let me see, how many records did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records, and 4 of those were reissues. So, and I didn't go much over my budget. I actually gave myself a budget this time, which I usually don't. But like I said, today's record store day, the second drop, and it was nice and laid back, nice and calm. I looked through all the record store day releases. There just wasn't a whole lot that came out this time that was, it was like, oh my God, I gotta have it. Wasn't any of those kinds of things. But anyway, get out to support your independent record stores, your local record stores. Whether it's record store day or not, you need to do that. It's very important. Music is very important. And those guys appreciate it at Everybody's Records. And we appreciate them. So, we were talking after we had left the store. We stopped at Starbucks, and we were saying maybe we should open me and Kat, maybe we should open a coffee shop, like next door or a couple doors down from Everybody's, and we could call it Everybody's Coffee. That'd be great, because coffee and records go together really well. I think there was a coffee shop there across the street we've been to a couple times, and I think it caught on fire, so I don't think it's there anymore. I think they closed. But thanks for watching and subscribing. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Subscribe. And I think I'll make another video after this. So if you're watching this video and you want to see some more, there'll be another one uploaded. Watch this one first, and then the one after this will be after this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next final update.